Well, proud of our football team. I thought we got off to a good start today. Played some pretty good football in the first half. Did what we needed to move the ball and score points and be efficient when we needed to, even when we got backed up with a couple silly penalties. Defense played really, really good, did exactly what we needed to do. We were physical up front, we were sound in our alignments, the communication was good. I did a really good job. So I thought the first half was really clean to the very end. And we had a couple turnovers that were costly. So I think overall, the second half we're playing a lot of new guys. We've got to continue to push that forward, and they got to know that their time is coming up. And then I just think turnovers and penalties have to be cleaned up for us to progress and move forward. But I do think that we did what we needed to. We came ready to play, and we did a pretty good job in the first half.
Jeff, you mentioned those interceptions Miller had there at the end of the first half. He played relatively clean for the most part. I mean, how do you kind of, I guess, just factor that in as far as his performance overall? I mean, is it kind of just like, how do you factor that?
I thought he did a really good job. He was composed, he was efficient, he was accurate. Not until the first interception, which was a little bit high of a pass on just a simple hitch route that got batted up. That one was a misfire. The go route on the interception, the next drive was right in our hands. That got contested pretty well and got knocked up out in the air, but made good decisions. There was a couple times he scrambled and made a throw, even though it got called back with a penalty. Another time he scrambled when it was covered down in the low red and scored the run. And those are the things you have to do as a quarterback. We're going to design the play and make it work and hopefully be in rhythm and on time. But if it's not and things are covered, you got to be able to adapt and adjust and make good decisions and buy time and find a way to run if it's not there. And I thought he did a really good job and really, one little errant pass. But other than that, I thought he was really, really good.
Coach, the defense seemed to be very comfortable in this game. It seemed like they were very decisive. They were playing really fast. What did you like the most about what you saw out there from them today?
Well, I think our last 2 weeks of practice has been really good on defense. I think they understand the package. They feel good about it. The communication, the alignments, the little things we've been doing very well. And I thought we did a good job. We did what we needed to. We were physical up front. Our linebackers played downhill. We covered things in the secondary. And that lasted for a good 3 quarters. I think we gave him a touchdown on offense and then got him another ball inside the 10 with another interception. But our defense really played well. And we got to build on that. Of course, we know that the games are going to get tougher starting next Friday. And, we're going to have to be ready to face tempo and more athletic guys and speed on the perimeter and more physicality up front. And those things are coming, and we've got to continue to step up to the plate and be sound in what we're doing, but also just try to make as many plays as we can. But I do think it was a good start for our defense.
Jeff, what went into your decisions to kind of yank Isaac and Miller, and was it so much you want to prepare kind of the guys behind them, or you like I've seen what I needed to see kind of thing where you know what you have in him, so you're good with what you saw already?
Well, a lot of things. I mean, I don't ever believe in running up a score on anybody, and I think it's important that we all show good sportsmanship. But we had a good first half. Those guys got a lot of action. They showed what we needed to show. I'm not sure, up about 35 or something points coming out of halftime. So from there, it's like, let's not, just try to rack up stats and then get somebody hurt, because that would be foolish. There's certain guys on our team, and you mentioned some of them that we need to have. I mean, they're playmakers, and it doesn't matter who's coaching. You got to have your good players out there playing well and stepping up to the plate every week and getting it done and being as healthy as they can and fresh. So anytime you get a chance to get that done, we wanted to do it. And I think it was good for our young guys too to get in there and play and see what it's all about and see how far they have to come as well, because these guys they work hard year round. I mean, they put a lot of hard effort and time into it just to get that one opportunity to get on the field. So for us to give a little taste that even with that, you got to continue to progress and get better. Was good to see those young guys play.
The first half penalties, and a lot of times you see the offensive half goals early in the season, especially, it'll bog them down. They'll lose a drive. Your offense didn't when they did have some penalties to deal with. There's no upside to penalties, but is that one of them that they worked through them and were able to get slow and drive?
I think so. I think early on, you want to, the penalties of misalignments and missing assignments and false starts and all that is what's really frustrating. Holding, we weren't expecting to hold that many times, so yeah, we got to clean that up, but it's something that we can work on and address and clean up. But Those will sometimes happen. Never had that many holding calls called. That was on offense, special teams a lot, which can happen, and even on defense. So we got to fix that. And then I think we had some turnovers that hurt. A couple were a little freaky, but at the same time, you got to win the turnover battle. And we had 3 interceptions that against good football teams and tight games, we're not going to win the game. So I just think a lot of things showed up, which was good to address. But overall, we were able to respond. And we did have a plan of attack when we got backed up and negative things happened, and that was good to see.
Jeff, is this the Colin Lacey you kind of, the one you saw before he broke his collarbone? I mean, he came back probably quicker because he wanted to, and then I know he played the bowl game, but I mean, is he, because, with the punt return for the touchdown?
No, we're proud of Colin. He's had a great camp. He's healthy. He's dynamic with the ball. He's got a lot of special skills. So the return game does a great job. Finding ways for him to touch the ball on offense is going to be important. A receiver in the backfield, all those things. I think we got to make sure him and Chris are targeted as much as we can within reason, and the other guys got to continue to progress so that we have all those weapons. But I thought Colin played hard. He's been a great teammate ever since we've had him here. Chris did a good job. I know we had a penalty over there. I don't know what happened, but of course we got to clean it up. But really did a good job as well. Played hard, even when maybe he wasn't touching as much early as maybe he would like. And those guys just got to step up to the plate every week and bring their best performance. But to this point, they've done everything that we've asked and more.
Last 3.
Jeff, with the move to pull the first string guys at halftime, how would you assess kind of the second, third, and string and beyond guys in that second half with the fact that they did get 2 full quarters to kind of get some in-game reps?
Well, you always want to score and everything to be efficient, but they're 2s and 3s for a reason. That doesn't mean they're not capable. They're just young and they're green, and they've got to continue to grow. And getting game reps is as important as anything in a real game setting. So, with that said, we're probably more conservative at that point as well. So it's not like the playbook is wide open. So it's not all on them. But I think it was just good for them to see where they're at, what they need to work on, and how they can progress. Because at some point we're going to need those. We're going to need receivers to show up and make plays. And we've got a pretty deep running back room, and our tight ends got to continue to make some plays for us. And the O-line has to be as efficient as they can, which means not noticing them because we're blocking well and we're doing well and not having penalties. So I thought they, for the most part, did a really good job.
Coach, Duke Watson made an unbelievable catch on that wheel route. Kind of just talk about what type of threat can he and Isaac be in the passing game this year?
Well, Duke, that was a great catch. And when he got here, maybe that was the one thing he didn't do as well was catch the football. He's really progressed there. And him and Isaac both have dynamic running skills. I know Duke didn't get to touch as much today, but we know what they can do, and they will be utilized as we progress forward. And the good thing is at any point they can break a run if we give them an open lane. We have multiple options there, so it's not just a one-headed monster. So that's good to see. So Duke was very unselfish today and played very well, and when we called his number, did a really good job.
Jeff, earlier this morning on College Game Day, Nick Saban was very complimentary of you and Miller Moss kind of coming together and gave Louisville a chance at winning the ACC, and talked about how at one point he tried to hire you. I guess how far back do you guys date, and what does it mean to have someone like that kind of vouching for you and in your corner?
Well, I didn't see it, but of course, Coach Saban's one of the greatest to ever do it, and won a ton of championships, coaches football the right way. Yes, we know each other from way back on a couple of occasions, but great respect for him. He obviously knows the college game. I think he knows that every team has some component that can help them win football games. Of course, Miller is our quarterback, and I think he's got really good experience and talent and played very efficient today. The games will get tougher and tougher, and he'll have to continue to be accurate, make throws, but then be able to make some off-rhythm throws and decisions, and that's where he's got to show that he can do it. If he does that, he'll have a chance to play beyond. But I was very proud of his performance today, and I hope that we can continue to improve that.
Coach.
Okay, thank you.